Hidden Object Guru here, joined by...
The Gun Wrangler.
And we're back with more Sniper Elite 3. We're trying another Overwatch mission. And we've got some TV to talk about. Boy, howdy do we ever.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god. I'm so excited to get to Barry, but first... we're going to chat a little about the end of The Tick. I watched the 10th episode, and you're right, I'm sorry I didn't do it last week. It was, so good. Oh my god, I really liked it. You were right. I love how this season wrapped up. It was so satisfying. Like, such a good ending to the season, and such a promising place to take it.
The issue is more that it feels very final.
It does. It does, but oh, do they have exciting place to take it next year if they want to. Like, I get why you said that there might not be any Tick after this, because it really has that vibe, but oh boy, can it get great next year. Because, and I mean, I'm sure you caught this. You're a big Tick
to
nerd.
the right.
Okay. I will go and check those guys out.
There's one right there.
Oh, look, there he is. I will just go and stab him in the brain. Anyway, what I loved was, I don't know if it's for sure, I haven't looked into the situation, but two things happen at the end of that episode which suggest that they might have settled the rights issues that kept them from using the cartoon characters for so long. And that is A, he says spoon.
Yes.
So there you go.
Pretty good indication.
That's a pretty good indication. And second, and this is the, I think, bigger one, because Spoon is such a minor deal, there's actually an original character from the cartoon who shows up on the show, and that had never happened before. There were no cartoon characters in the previous live-action shows. There have been no cartoon characters in this one.
Stab, buddy, stab.
I'm about to stab him. Hold on.
No, there was a guy in the front, so...
Oh, there was a guy in the front you were trying to stab. Oh, okay. Whoops. Sorry. And now people know we're here. Oh,
Great,
a lot of people know
we're here.
Yeah, that is not a small... I'll start tagging people to help, but this is largely on you. And that, of course, is beloved comedy carer Thracker Zog. Showed up. And I'm like, of all of the people I, could have thought might show up from that cartoon, nowhere on that list was Thracker Zog. Especially because they had already used Thracker Zog's whole gag in the first season.
Yeah, I know.
Which is that he's, a crazy alien warlord who has a slacker roommate. And it was great that they'd already used that in the first season, so it never occurred to me that Thracker Zog was going to show up. And then, boom! Right at the end of the episode, oh, that's what's keeping... that's who's eating all the mice and is running Rex. Sorry, running Tyrannosaurus. Is he's got...
I did not really see Thracker Zog being used like that.
No, not for a second. That was a total... Even when tentacles came out of his chest, I wasn't thinking, oh, it's Thracker Zog. I thought, okay, weird eldritch alien god H.P. Lovecraft stuff. But no, it's Thracker Zog. He's back, and it's beautiful. What a great choice. And oh my god, the ending of the Superior storyline.
Yeah, where he's like, gonna do it regardless.
Yeah, he's like, maybe I kill everybody on Earth. But I need them to like me again. Jesus Christ. It's so terrible. I mean, part of that is because, Arthur is not a good therapist. Although... frankly...
He's not a good therapist primarily because he spends so much time working on his own issues.
I know. Like, fundamentally, you shouldn't be going to Arthur for therapy, Superior. You should be going to a therapist. Like, why would you think Arthur has the monopoly on solving this kind of thing? I'm so mad. I'm so mad at myself for not realizing that he was... dressed as Clark Kent from Superman 2. Like, that's what his regular guy clothes were. I didn't notice that!
Me neither, but it's been like, how long since we've seen the movie?
I know, it's been ages, but yeah, like when I'm watching the final episode, for some reason I just suddenly notice, oh wait, that's his regular guy outfit for running around the Arctic. And it's only when I saw him like kicking rocks around on the moon that I really got that connection, made that connection. I'm like, oh, that's so funny. But then again, like everything the show does is pretty damn witty. It's just good at it. It's so good at superhero comedy. Such a good season ender. I really hope they get another season.
Yeah. Same.
Oh, God, it'd be so good. But all right. The Tick, magnificent. It's the best version of The Tick. We hope to get more, but it's not the best show on TV. Because we know what the best show on TV is. It's Barry.
It is Barry.
Oh my
One
God.
episode.
At what point... Okay, here's my question to you. Because we're assuming people have seen this show. It would make... Oh no! I just walked right past a guy who was working on a car. Oh, that's ridiculous. And I stabbed him, and the driver got out, and now I shot the driver. Hopefully that didn't draw too much attention.
Objected sternly.
Yeah. That was bad. That was... I just made some mistakes there. But I will go and try and spot some dudes for you to help. My question to you is, at what point did you realize that that was going to be the whole show?
What?
The whole show was going to be this one long encounter on this one day. Like, because
I don't know, and the encounter's not even done yet.
No, not completely, no. But it's like, at one point were you like, oh my God, this is really the whole episode?
I think it was about 10 minutes in.
Yeah, I think mine was somewhere around there too.
A while.
Yeah. Well, no, and that's the thing. It's like there's this moment where he stumbles away. It looks like Ronnie's dead, and he walks over to the door, and he opens it, and the daughter runs in, and I'm like, oh my God, this is the whole episode. This is what this show is.
It was about that point, and then she, like, bails because she's feral.
Oh my God. Oh, all right, but we'll get there. So this follows directly on last week's episode. He has been asked to kill Ronnie, the guy who Loach's wife is sleeping with. Mm-hmm. Right? And so he does not want to do this. So he has a plan. Get Ronnie out of town for a year. Don't talk to anybody from LA. Get out of town for a year. And, hopefully this will all just blow over. That's Barry's plan. It's not a very well thought out plan. Like, he's not, but that's not, that kind of planning isn't his thing. But he thinks if he can just, I'll just get him out of town, out of sight, out of mind, it'll be fine, right?
I was thinking more in terms of like, okay, well, he's gonna stall.
Yes.
Stalling.
He's gonna stall. Well, and I think on some level he actually believes that, well, if I take this guy a year away, if I get this guy out of the way for a year, maybe Loach and his wife figure out their marriage. Maybe he's not so mad anymore. Maybe he'll, bygones be bygones and not bother me about killing Janice. And, I mean, again, so much of what Barry does is wishful thinking and magical thinking that I understand why he could think that this could possibly work. And obviously that would never work, but you get why he thinks it's going to work. And I don't know where the episode's going. He walks in, the guy has beer, he has a classic car. For a minute, when you see the house, classic car, guy with beer, driving up in this classic car, for a moment I'm like, are we going to find out what's going on with Barry? Is this 1982 and this is Barry's dad? Was my first thought watching the episode.
Mine was actually, this guy's just, typical guy. Oh yeah, he's got a joint in his mouth.
Yeah. You immediately knew that was Ronnie. I didn't immediately know that was Ronnie.
Yeah.
That was not my first thought watching the episode. That, oh, well, that's obviously Ronnie. No, I'm like, there is a timelessness to the quality of his, to the decor of his living situation, right? And again, the classic car, the way he dresses, the fact that he's smoking a joint. I know everybody smokes joints, but it was saying nothing about that couldn't have read as 1982 as well, if you see what I'm saying.
Well, I think that's, when I was thinking, Loach's wife, maybe she just wants to relive her quote unquote like glory days. So
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
1982.
the kind of guy that would appeal to her. I get that.
This is the kind of
Okay.
guy who never left 1982, and
Oh my god. And then we find out that, you know what? Ronnie's got his own problems. Oh man. Oh, that guy is a mess. That guy is truly a mess.
yep.
Oh. So is there a funnier moment? Okay, and so I think it's important to mention, we've talked a lot about how this show profoundly is not a comedy.
Yes.
Like, it is a drama. It is a very intense drama with moments of comedy. This is, I think, their first just comedy episode from beginning to end, and it stands out because it's an episode designed comedically in entirely around comedy in a way I don't think the other episodes were. Truck coming?
Yep.
Where is it? Oh, there it is. I don't have a Panzerfaust.
I do have a Panzerfaust I can't use.
Don't worry about it. You just keep sniping. I'll get him from here. I'll get him from this angle. Took me a while. All right, they're down. That's all three of them. We're good. But it's like, so this is the first episode of the show to, I think, be comedy from beginning to end. And it's dark comedy and it's weird comedy, but the whole show was meant to just feel like comedy this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that they had never done that before, and I think that is what makes the episode, I mean, not just the fact that it's all one situation one day, that is the thing that makes it feel so much different than the rest of the show in a really interesting way. Like,
There we go.
thank you. I'm like, why is it taking him so many shots to get this guy?
Because the guy was sprinting.
He was sprinting right for me, so thank you
Yeah.
very much for covering that. I will scope out, see if we can get anybody else, but we might have killed everyone. Right. And so I don't know how this is going to play out. I don't know what the episode is going to be. And then they walk into his trophy room, right?
And it's full.
And he is the most decorated Taekwondo practitioner in the United States.
Yeah.
Oh god, the pictures of him, the badges on the walls, the trophy after trophy after trophy, the rack of medals hanging from the wall behind him. Like, do they give out Olympic medals in Taekwondo? Like, what the hell are those? Oh god, and the way Bill Hader plays it throughout the whole scene. Just like thinking that if he just keeps talking, this is gonna work out.
Well, because clearly the guy doesn't have a strap on him.
Yeah, exactly, right? I got a gun, like, it's gonna be fine. Like, this is gonna be fine. We can keep talking. This will all work out. Ronnie seems like a reasonable guy. I'm a reasonable guy. And then the whole scene gets punctuated by him, like, kicking Barry once and having Barry fly through a door.
And that is concussion number 1 for Barry.
Oh, he gets... So, again, as a medical professional, like, Barry gets beaten the hell up in this episode. It is brutal.
Okay, why am I not allowed to shoot?
I don't know.
I, for some reason, cannot shoot. Free to
Oh.
relocate. Guess I need to leave
you have
here.
to relocate. Okay, yeah, you have to relocate to your new sniper post. So just as a medical professional, please diagnose how badly beaten Barry gets this episode.
Badly enough that he needs one of two things, and that's a hospital or a morgue.
Wow.
Because we've got at least 2 stab wounds, upper back,
Yeah.
so he's probably got a lung hit. We have at least 3 concussions, which are...
Oof. Well, he's bleeding
Yeah.
from the ears at one point in the episode.
That's a good sign that you have layered concussions,
Oh.
and, you know,
Yeah, this isn't stuff that just
reasonably-
gets better.
this is some reasonably serious brain trauma.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know if his lung got nicked. I think we can imagine that it's just muscle and the knife jammed into the bones. Like, I don't think they're going to tell us, but he clearly lost a bunch of blood.
There's a lot of blood. His brain just not working right, very
And
clearly.
does it feel authentic to you, the way he is just so wobbly on his feet in the grocery store scene?
Yeah,
Like,
it does.
just the way he's barely hanging on. He's no longer capable of fighting. He's barely capable of engaging with the situation he's involved in. And he's just, that moment where he's like, Ronnie, the Chicago deal is still on the table.
Well, there's that, and the fact that he goes along with Fuchs.
Yes! Oh.
Oh,
Oh, God. And I like that Ronnie is such a hard ass, such a tough guy, but there is a visual cue right in the beginning of the episode letting you know that this is a guy whose life has gone to seed, and that is, he's got a Barcalounger in his training room.
yep.
Like, such a great visual metaphor for where this guy is at. And later we find out that, oh, well, he's not really training anymore. The reason he has a training room at all anymore is because he's training his daughter.
Yeah.
And his daughter, who sees her dad, she thinks murdered, he's not dead yet, and immediately has a mental break.
I don't think it's that. I think she might, that might just be the default.
I don't know that it is, because she walks in, she looks at Barry like a normal person, she's worried about her dad. I think they're saying she sees her dad dead on the ground, and she has a mental break. I don't think she was feral when she was walking home from school, you know? I think we're looking at a girl
I'm pretty
who
sure
has
no
a
one
collapse.
no one goes to school in a gi, so
She's not wearing the gi when she gets home, is she?
yeah, she is.
She is, okay. She didn't change into the gi. But she's coming back from training, from practice, and she has a book bag with her. So we have to assume she went to school, she went to a dojo, or what do they call dojos in Korea?
I don't know.
Okay. She went to martial arts school, right? She went to her school. She went to martial arts school. She came home. She found her dad dead on the ground and this guy there. And then, boom, mental break, goes feral, becomes a monster that Fuchs tries to get Barry to kill very unsuccessfully. And not just because, Barry doesn't want to do it, but because that actually seems like a pretty hard thing to do.
Yep. Well,
Oh.
it goes against
Yeah.
a lot of your natural
Instincts.
your body wiring, to be honest.
Yeah, like, you're not going to want to take a shot at a kid. That's just it. Like, fundamentally. Oh, whoa! You got shot?
A lot of them came up on me.
Sorry. I will try to tag better this time. Luckily, we get to continue at our checkpoint because we're not playing on authentic. But anyway. Yeah, I have to assume, that would be very difficult for Barry. So I get why he is so reluctant and so doesn't want to do this. Like, of course, I'm right there with him. It's very good to not want to kill children. But, like, he fundamentally...
In fact, the default setting for human beings, don't kill kids.
It's right there in your psychology. The borderline. Well, we need more of them, so don't kill the kids. And what's interesting to me is just Stephen Root this episode. Growing, God, such a scumbag, right? Such a scumbag, does such interesting things, and then we get these dream sequences where we finally see how Barry sees Fuchs.
Yeah. Now
And it explains so much.
Oh my god.
What?
The truck just ran over one of their buddies.
No. Oh, I wish I'd seen that. Damn it. But yeah, like, we've never seen what Barry sees in Fuchs until this week. Right?
Yep.
Because to us, Fuchs has always been this pathetic, almost, tragicomic figure. He's this schemer, he's this dirtbag, blah blah.
A lot like Gene, actually.
Yeah, he's a lot like Gene. I mean, I think Gene is more successful in life. Weirdly.
That's a very low bar.
Oh, it's an incredibly low bar. But here's how low rent, right? Fuchs is. After watching this episode, because I mean, they give you this world into this look into how Barry sees Fuchs, right? Because he imagines him as this dark professional figure who, when there was no one else for him, this guy was there, and he's vaguely sinister, and he's vaguely professional, and he's the kind of character that Stephen Root has played in other movies. Like, when you look at him in that dream sequence Barry's having, it's like you're looking at Stephen Root in No Country for Old Men.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah, like, and it's such a great job, like, using our familiarity with the actor, and it's like, oh, okay, I get how he sees Stephen Root now. I get why he can't just turn away. So you know what I did right after watching that episode?
What?
Watch the pilot again.
All right.
Because I'm like, I need to see more about their relationship. And, you know, from all of the amazing twists and turns and fun of the first season, I'd forgotten how pathetic they are in the first, like, they seem in the first season before they come out to LA. Because Stephen Root is using this this pathetic justification to keep Barry on board that they're killing bad guys. You know?
Yeah.
That's like, it's the world of criminals, they're killing criminals, blah, 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 right? But it's like...
I mean, he's not wrong.
No, we don't... The weird part is we don't even know, because when he's saying, you know, hey, remember when you shot that guy, when you stabbed that guy in the balls? Let him know that you might be willing to do that again, because his wife's sleeping with this guy. But then the weird part is, the name we're given is, remember when you stabbed that liquor distributor in the balls? And I'm like,
wait a minute.
He murdered a guy who distributed liquor for a living? Like a guy who ran a liquor wholesaling business? What did that guy do to get murdered? You know, like, and then he is going just to kill a guy for sleeping with somebody's wife. It is such a low-rent activity. And when he says, why were you gone for 3 days shooting, to kill this guy? And Barry's like, well, I had to do recon, and...
yeah, he's meticulous.
No, but then Fuchs says, were you doing recon? Or were you just lying in a hotel room staring at the ceiling like you did those other 2 times? Because Barry is clinically depressed, as we know. He's PTSDing and he's clinically depressed. And what's interesting is the justification he says for Barry not doing that is, you know, these expenses add up. And I'm like, do they though, Fuchs? Like, how low rent is their operation that Barry can't spend another 2 nights in the shitty hotels that Fuchs puts him in?
Well, let's face it. If you were looking for a hitman, would you go to, say, the Continental first? Or the Days Inn?
No, I mean, you're absolutely right. But I'm just saying, it's like, it's such a low-rent organization. And then we realize, when he's talking to Ronnie, oh my god, Barry doesn't have any of his money. He doesn't have access to any of it. Like, he's been making money doing this for a couple of years now. He's killed a bunch of people. He doesn't have almost any of that money. That's why he's working at Lululemon. Fuchs has all of his money. And Barry has no idea how to get to it. And it's like The Professional, like Leon, where he's given him enough money to keep living and keeping him completely dependent on him beyond that.
Well, that was evident in, I think, the last episode of first season, where he hands Fuchs all the money and says, just get out of my life.
Yeah. That's exactly right. And because that's what they've been doing. He's like, you always, you know, he's just in it for the money, blah, 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 right? And he's like, just take the money and go. And that's what their relationship is. Right? All of this time, Fuchs has been, I mean, I'm not going to say holding out on Barry, but it's like, theoretically, Barry's got, you know, a couple $100,000 maybe? That is theoretical, maybe more, that is theoretically his, but Fuchs is holding on to it, and Barry has no access to it, and he is burning bridges with Fuchs all over the place. So, and hell, I mean, given how Fuchs lives, who the hell knows where that money went? You know?
I've been thinking about that, actually, and I have 2 theories. One is he has actually squirreled the bulk of it away.
Okay.
Right? Because he knows Barry's on, let's say, the downslope at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a truck.
I see it. I'm going to see if I have a grenade. I do. All right. Grenade. Wait. Grenade out. Alright, I may have screwed that up.
Yeah,
killed somebody.
you got the one guy who was just standing there.
I know. I thought the grenade was going to let all of them out at the same place. And then as I throw the grenade, it drives away. Sorry, the truck was going to stop.
Throw another one.
What is the other possibility?
The other possibility is there's something we don't know about. Either Fuchs is paying off his own debts.
Yeah, like he's in deep with some people.
Which would be explainable because he has so many criminal contacts.
That's true. I mean, he could be a degenerate gambler as well.
Could be.
He honestly seems like the type.
Or, we don't know anything about Barry's father. Barry's father could have been connected. The Vietnam military.
Yeah, there was
pro-drug.
Not just pro-drug. Pro-drug could mean anything. They were entrepreneurs.
Well, the largest, I believe it was the largest heroin ring was actually operated by members of the...
active members of the armed forces, yeah.
Yes, it was the people stuffing bodies full of heroin and shipping it back to New York.
It's really upsetting.
Yeah.
It's unbelievably upsetting. Have you got that guy?
I've got no shot. He's behind the building.
Well, he's coming towards you, so I'm sure he'll get clear. He's got no idea I'm here. And he doesn't seem too concerned about all of these corpses next to the truck, so that's good. So yeah, who knows if... because they were in Vietnam together, so who knows if these guys have been criminal associates for going way back. It's very interesting, and again, I want to learn more about this going forward, and I hope the show is going to tell us.
I think it will, but I think for me the issue is more, right, I got that guy.
And I stabbed someone in the brain, so it all worked out.
All right.
What's the issue for you?
Are Fuchs's criminal contacts post or pre-Vietnam? And that'll tell us a lot about their relationship.
Yeah, okay, I think I see your point. All right, so yeah, that will tell us. Yeah.
Because if Fuchs has been mobbed up since
the 70s,
God knows when.
Yeah.
Yeah, since the 60s or 70s, then...
Yeah, that's a completely different kind of character and a completely different kind of relationship with these criminals. Yeah.
I was just thinking even in terms of, well, maybe, just maybe, Fuchs could be in deep, or he could be on the downslope as well. He could be,
Yeah, he could be on his way out. Right, he could be on his way out and desperately trying to cling to things. God, how excited he gets when he's like, we could be training guys and getting a heroin connection? How do you
That's
dare
exactly
try to
where
cut
I got
me out
the
of
idea
this?
from, because I was like,
yeah,
why
he
would
sees a
anyone
way
be
back
excited
into
for
that
getting
world.
involved in heroin?
But you're right, if he already knows that world, if that's where he got money in the past, and now he's just like circling the edges of that world, he could be excited about seeing a way to get back into it. I hadn't thought about that, but that makes a lot of sense.
Right?
Damn. Okay, so yeah, there's stuff we're gonna learn, and more importantly, I think we can both agree that Fuchs is not long for this world.
Yeah,
he's going out
keep
this
going.
season. I think he's going out this season.
I don't.
Okay, well, I was wrong about NoHo Hank. I agree. I agree with your theory that there's no show without NoHo Hank. I really
And
think
there's no
Fuchs is
show
going
without
down.
NoHo Hank and Fuchs. Because,
I don't know if I agree with that part, but continue.
Okay. One of my big things about Fuchs is he like Hank brings stability
Mm-hmm.
to Barry as a character.
Okay.
And one of those, look at the ways that NoHo Hank is always trying to be super supportive of Barry.
Yeah. He is. That's true. Like that's central to who he is as a person. He loves Barry, he wants to support Barry, he wants Barry to do well, but his version of Barry is so different from who Barry wants to be that it creates this insane conflict.
Well, you have to remember this is the perspective of Chechen Vori. He says, "Oh, hey, am I evil?" And he's like, Oh,
Oh,
I
yes!
haven't been
You're the most
supporting
evil
you.
guy I know! Do I not say that enough?
Yeah.
Such a beautiful moment!
And he's like honestly concerned about
Yeah, Barry, not being
Barry's
confident
mental
enough.
well-being.
Yes! Oh, we got reinforcements coming in a minute. I would lay some landmines, but I have no idea where they're coming from. I've never done this mission before. So I'm just going to put a landmine down and hope it works. And wish me luck. You have no landmines? Alright, well, I'm putting down 3 landmines since we got 30 seconds yet. Alright, but here's my rationale for thinking that one of them is going to go, okay?
Okay.
And my rationale is Barry so wants to be out of this life. And there are these 2 guys who in different ways are connecting him to this life. And I think that by the end of the season, Barry, in the same way that he killed, not in the exact same way, but in the same way that he killed the detective last year to try and protect his new life, I think he has to lash out at someone who's keeping him as he is. And I thought it was going to be Hank. Now I think it might be Fuchs. Nice. Now I think it's going to be Fuchs, but I think
so.
he's going to take that step by the end of the year. You could be right, I could be right, but that is my rationale.
I think Barry, in the end of the day, he's going to say, okay, listen, I tried to be this better person. I'm not sure if I can be. Let's try and strike a balance. Because look at what trying to be this new Barry has cost me.
It's true.
Right? Oh, there's a lot of guys here.
Okay. Apparently I completely guessed wrong at which direction they were going to be coming from.
Me too.
Just a total mess up on both our parts. I will come and try to help out.
Directly in the butt. So
Oh, no. I'm going to run and try to help, but don't know how well that's going to go. Bear with me. You were saying, so you think he's going to try and make these 2 worlds work together?
Well, because living in one didn't work. Living in the other is definitely not working.
Right. So maybe he tries to find a balance. Okay. I get that. I suspect we're going to get a lash out. You think he's going to try to find a balance. I'm interested to see who turns out to be right. 5 episodes from now. That was 205, right?
We could, yes. We could actually have both these alternatives.
That's true.
As an option. Like, he does lash out.
And then he tries to find a balance. Huh. Oh, God. I mean, I'm just so intrigued by where the show is going. Again, it's your best, maybe shoot one of those exploding things over there. There's a bunch of guys gathered around some barrels if you want to shoot them.
Where?
I just tagged the barrels. And there's some tag guy next to the barrels.
Let's see if I can... There we go.
Yeah, you got it. Nice work. Oh, yeah.
Anyways.
Maybe I should have switched to a higher caliber pistol. That's probably on me. No, I see they could do both, totally. Like, there's a way they could do that, and he could try to say, I have to find a way to let both parts of my life, work for me, instead of working against one another, which is what's happening right now. Both halves of his life are in direct conflict, and it's keeping him miserable, and it's making his life work. So
he is, in fact, more miserable than when we first saw him.
That's true. Yeah. Although, there is a degree to which, if you rewatch that first episode, Barry might be getting ready to kill himself.
Yes. But
he's certainly more stressed now than he was then.
At this point, I would also argue that while he's no longer preparing to kill himself, he is certainly,
it's a giant mess. Due south, we got a bunch of guys at a roadblock. Anyway, continue.
I would describe it more as, it's not that, not that he's unwilling to kill himself anymore. It's just he doesn't have time because everyone else is trying to get him killed.
Oh my god. Yeah, the constant stream of people who are like demanding Barry's time now. Oh God. And by the way,
And like he's just too
what is
busy
it about his
running around
Yes.
trying to,
Well,
I gotta keep my
he's a
secret.
people pleaser. Yeah. And he's a people pleaser. Like, what is it about Barry's persona that everybody takes advantage of Barry? There's nobody who doesn't take advantage of Barry.
I would argue that NoHo Hank does not, in fact, take advantage
A
of
little,
Barry.
but he does a little though. Like even he is constantly demanding stuff from Barry. Like
Well, he's
everybody
constantly
else does it
demanding
in
stuff from Barry, but it's only in a professional capacity. He's not
That's
like,
true.
hey, you better come out.
Yeah.
NoHo Hank, of everyone in Barry's life,
I mean, it's NoHo Hank is his best friend. Like that's absolutely true.
best friend and his healthiest relationship.
That's true because he is unfailingly professional and he's always respectful of Barry. Like he is both completely professional in how he deals with Barry and he's always respectful of Barry and he tries to look out for Barry's needs. You're absolutely right. It's terrible that NoHo Hank is his healthiest interpersonal relationship, but I think you're right to say that. Like that's terrible for Barry, but it's like everyone is in his life to a certain extent, except for NoHo Hank, just thinks they can walk all over him and just expects him to be there for them all the time.
Or
Like,
uses him as a
everybody
cash
is.
cow.
Or uses him as a cash cow, yeah.
Like even when Kusuno is trying to help him, he's
Yeah.
still exploiting.
He's still like, oh God, that moment last episode. Like, I do one-on-one under a different... Oh my God, one of my landmines work and killed 6 guys.
That's
The
good.
landmines weren't a dumb idea. This guy's coming from the north, just FYI. That's what
I know, I'm
that's what
heaving
the
shit
landmine
at them.
told- Oh, okay, good. But yeah, that moment, that friggin' moment where you're like, okay, he has this deeply personal moment, and Gene's gonna bill it as a one-on-one counseling, as a one-on-one coaching session.
Yeah. He's gonna bill
Which-
him for like the first good thing that he's done.
Yeah, I know. The first good... It's so true, though. There is a truck literally directly below you. If you want to
All
throw a
right.
grenade down
How
there,
can I toss dynamite?
you can, but you'd have to put a timer on it, or you have to shoot it.
I can shoot it.
Okay.
I really
You
hope
can throw
that I
dynamite.
tossed it below me. Feel free to set it off.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to try. I'd have to find it. All right. Dynamite. I do not see the dynamite.
Wait, I see the dynamite.
Was that the dynamite?
Shoot
There's
things.
another
that seem
truck
like,
coming. Oh, and I'm out of bullets. All right, I got a grenade, I think. Yeah, I got a grenade.
Let's try and set off these trucks.
I got the truck. Oh. Whew, that was rough. So yeah, that's really good observation there. There's guys coming up from the inside. Like guys have gotten into the building. I'm gonna damn. Oh, they're shooting at me from inside the building, so they might not be aware you're there. So that's good. Tossing
Oh my
grenades
God.
at them.
I'm out of grenades, or else I would have tossed them down instead of dynamite.
Actually, yeah, I probably should have been able to guess that. Please, there's guy just threw a grenade at you. It was the officer. I shot him with a silenced pistol, and we won the
Oh.
mission. No, you died. You
I'm like,
died
where's this
at the
grenade?
Oh no!
Oh, we
We
were
were doing
close.
so well. All right, I'll be more careful this time. So yeah, I would thinking about it. Yeah, I think you're right. That's probably his most healthy relationship, and how screwed up is that? Like, how screwed up is it that his most healthy relationship is NoHo Hank? So yeah, I still think Barry's going. Like, I still think Barry's going to kill somebody at the end of the season, and this time it's going to be somebody who's close to him. Like in this, I think he's going to try to protect his new life that way. That is my. I am ready to make a prediction. I don't know who it's going to be, but my predictions have a history of not going well. But that is my prediction for the end of the season. I think one of those two guys is going to go, and I'm leaning towards it being Fuchs. And the reason I'm leaning it towards it being Fuchs is the moment at the end of this episode where he looks at Fuchs sitting in the van, and he's like, the last time I didn't face up. Like, the last time I didn't face up to what I'd done and I'd let Fuchs whisk me away from trouble, this is where I ended up. Right? That's why I'm here right now. That's why I've lost 2 pints of blood and have a triple concussion. Right? And it's all because I let Fuchs rescue me, and now he's doing that again. He's standing here saying, let me take care of it. And look where that got me. And that is why I think Fuchs is going to go. But we'll see. Yay! Trucktacular! There are a lot of guys.
There is just an acre, you fellas.
I mean, I can see your argument that both of those characters are so integral to wait.
Ugh. They just
Gotcha.
funneled fire into me.
Yeah, I saw it. All right, this time I will actually sneak up behind them more effectively. So,
Okay,
I got
did find
this.
the landmine, so I know what I'm doing.
Okay, good. All right.
And this time I will flee upstairs.
Nice. Yeah, so
Um,
that is... Oof, I see what you mean by saying both of those characters are so integral to make the show work. But then again, I trust Barry... I trust Bill Hader and Alec Berg to figure out, like, a way to do the show. Without them.
Honestly, my prediction for the end of the season is Barry realizes what he's been doing is fighting himself.
Okay.
Right? He's really good at killing.
Yeah.
He barefisted murdered a Taekwondo champion.
I mean, yeah, it's a Taekwondo champion who, to a certain extent, has gone to seed. But yes, he did still do that. It's kind of an amazing thing he did this week.
Yes.
Oh, God. The windpipe. Oh. Him wheezing the whole rest of the episode.
Yep.
That beautiful moment where he hears him inside the grocery store. So you think he's just going to own who he is?
I think he's going to realize that NoHo Hank is the only person who's been decent to him.
Right.
And
And he's
basically
going to
go,
accept that being
Yeah,
a
just
consultant to NoHo Hank.
every time I've tried to fight killing, it has come and kicked me in the ass.
Okay.
Right? Because
You're actively you're accurately describing what's happened. So I mean, yeah, maybe he's going to learn that lesson.
I don't even think it's a lesson. I think he's just going to do a quick heel turn and just be like, listen, NoHo Hank,
Let's do this.
my life is screwed up. I'm predicting that his girlfriend's going to leave him.
Oh,
I mean, we can hope.
my God, man. We're going to talk more about that when she's actually in an episode. But okay. Just like stuff she's gone through, and you're still doing this. But anyway. But yeah, I mean,
I don't
if
fault
it-
her for the things she's going through. I fault her for the way she treats Bear.
oh my God. But
Which I think-
anyway, yeah, it's bad. I'm not saying it's not bad, but you know, that's everybody treats Barry that way. It's really terrible. At some point, you have to wonder if you're like bringing this on yourself
Yeah.
by being such a pushover. But anyway, so you know what? We got 5 episodes left. I'm really sad we only have 5 episodes left, but we're gonna know pretty soon which one is right about the way they're taking this character.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is gonna be exciting
Oh,
for the
Shrekker.
rest of the season.
There, got him.
You got him? Oh, there's a guy. Okay, I'm gonna tag these guys so they hopefully will help you a little. Tagged. Wow, they're really sneaking up on you. Alright.
There's 2 full trucks rolled up.
Oh man, what? I wish God, I really misplaced those those landmines. All right, so that's Barry. We also watched 2 pilots this week.
Yes.
Where would you like to start?
Let's start with Patriots.
Okay, Patriot. Yeah.
So it's a story about people who are fuck-ups. Constant, unrelenting fuck-ups.
Yep. It's about how everything goes wrong all of the time.
And
Now,
somehow, some way... Oh, that's another Panzer Striker.
there's
I
a
almost
guy with a
wore that.
Panzer Strike shooting at you?
Yeah.
Where is he? Give me an angle on this guy.
I got him,
Oh, you
but-
got him. Okay.
Yeah, I'm lucky
He
you were
almost
shooting
killed
low. Let's
you.
put it like that.
Oof. But anyway, yeah, it is about institutional failure on every level.
Institutional failure, personal failure.
Yeah. And it is a show about a spy. No! Somebody snuck up behind me.
All right.
All right. We got this.
Yes,
I have
we
faith in us. We got this. All right. I will be more careful. You'll be more careful. We got this. It is about institutional failure on every level. It is about people who constantly screw up, right? And sometimes they are let down. Sometimes they let people down.
Sometimes they
And
just do fucked up shit.
yeah. And you got a guy who is, I think, very good at his job, but he is very good at a job that he is now not sure that he wants to be doing. And everyone around him keeps screwing up. And it's kind of amazing.
And it's getting him killed.
Yeah.
Or nearly killed.
It gets him nearly killed a bunch of times.
In one episode.
In one episode. Oh god, that scene. So anyway, the basic plot is the U.S. government wants to keep Iran from getting nuclear weapons. Now, within the world of the show, this is not set in the real world. The guy who was going to win looked like it was going to win the presidential election in Iran, who was a fairly moderate guy who the United States thought they could work with, is killed in a helicopter crash. And they're worried that the extremist far-right religious nut who wants to reconstitute the nuclear weapons program is going to win. So they say their first option is, let's kill the nuclear physicists they're working with so they don't have anybody to build the program for them. But then that gets screwed up when our main character, John, accidentally kills a maid instead of the guy he's there to kill.
Yes.
In his defense, they did look a lot alike.
That's racist.
I mean, they really did. It's nice that they show you the guy's face. And it's like, I get how he made that mistake. And as he points out, why is it that, nowhere else in the world are men making hotel room beds? Why is this the only country in the world where men are making the beds in hotel rooms? How is this my luck? So he shoots a man in the head, and then his car isn't there to take him out. Okay, we got trucking coming. His car isn't there to pick him up, so he gets caught by the Egyptian security forces, and he gets tortured for months. And the U.S. government springs him, and he gets dropped in Amsterdam to hide out, and he starts doing pot and writing folk songs.
Yeah. About his experiences, no less.
Specifically as a way of coping with his experiences. Because he has to find some way, and it's not like he can just talk about this with anybody. And it's really interesting because I was talking with somebody about this show, and they're like, why is he so screwed up? And I'm like, we're not paying attention in the first episode?
Where it's explicitly stated that he underwent months of torture in order to deperson him.
Yes, they gave him white room torture, which is specifically designed to break down your personality and leave nothing left, right? So that they can take everything from you by breaking apart your personality. He doesn't even know who he is anymore when we meet him in the show. All he knows is he's this guy's son, and if his dad tells him to do a thing, he'll do what his dad wants. That's who he is now. But
he's got a congressman attaché?
Yeah, his brother is a congressman from Texas who has been made who is so desperate for his father's approval that he's like, he does not have as far as we can tell, the metal or the kind of skills or internal fortitude necessary to do the kind of work that John does and that his father respects. So he's desperate to feel like a part of that world, and that's how we get this really sad sequence where he wants a badge.
Yeah, and then he Also, he's got an illegitimate son
Yep. He has an illegitimate biracial son
who
who the
he
only
let
way he can
break his
oh
own legs.
well the mistake was not letting him break. His mistake was leaving him with his very out of it grandmother. It was a series of unfortunate events, but I was honestly, because I didn't know where the show was going or what the show was, I'm like, is this kid gonna die?
I was like, the show seems dark enough.
Like, the show seems dark enough that right in the first episode, a kid might have killed himself accidentally, thinking that he could fly like Mary Poppins using an
And it's
umbrella.
within the realm of possibility, because this show is that screwed up.
Yeah, the show is really that. I mean, I don't know that I've ever seen a show this cynical about intelligence work. Like, because not only is it talking about the unpleasant things they do, but it paints everyone within that world as you say, constantly screwing up. Like, constantly getting bad intelligence. And on every single level, no one is there. No one has your back. The intelligence is always bad. Like, no matter how good John is at this stuff, and he seems to be really good at this stuff,
Yes.
there's no, like, without support, you can't be successful, and he's got no support. Although, the one time he does kind of have support is, the scene where he's on the phone and he just wants to know where the guy who has his money is. And the guy's like, yeah, by the way, he lives with 5 brothers. By the way, everyone who works for a living in Luxembourg is Brazilian. By the way, pretty much all Brazilian people know jujitsu. So just FYI, you might be walking into a room with like 6 guys who know jujitsu.
Yeah.
And he is completely dismissive of that possibility because he is so used to his intelligence screwing up. And then, yeah, he ends up tackled by 5 jujitsu brothers.
And stabbing two
Stabbing
of them.
one of them, one in the arm and one in the throat, and he kills one of the brothers. I mean, it's a cynical look at the world of... Like, it's a very cynical look at the world of... what do you call it? Of intelligence and the idea of... non-official covers. Of having, United States corporations, wittingly or not. Finally, I grenaded a truck and a bunch of dudes. Oh my god, I've been trying to do that 4 times. Like, it's this very, very cockeyed look at this world that is like very little I've ever seen before.
I think we're living now in a time where we've had access to some of the actual records of CIA operations in like the 60s and 70s, and they're like, we screwed literally everything up all the time.
Yeah, like
how we're not speaking Russian right now is
beyond
baffling.
me. Well, I think it goes to a fundamental like lack of sustainability of their governmental model more than anything else.
Yep. Maybe it's because they starved more people to death than they
they actually killed in wars. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is entirely possible. But yeah, like, the more we learn about the CIA in the 60s and 70s, especially in Eastern Europe, you're like, this show, while broadly comic in every way, at the same time, I'm not saying it feels authentic and these things actually happen, but you don't feel like this is completely outside of the realm of possibility.
No. You feel like you're like,
yeah, like
given what we know.
Given what we know about how the world operates, this isn't that implausible. I think that's safe to say. And I was so impressed by that. I was so impressed by the show's worldview, and I think what really blew me away, a lot of it, was the show's cinematography.
It was quite good.
It's a beautiful show.
I mean, my main complaint is if I just want to watch someone screw up their lives over and over again, I'm doing it really well right now. Okay. I see your point. I don't need your help. Duh. I can just ruminate quietly with some scotch and be like, I've really fucked this up.
Oh, God. Well, this got dark. But
Dark
yeah,
is the
like,
show, but
well, no, and what interests me about the show is, so you compare this to Barry, right? How the difference in tone can completely do the change we look at the show. Whereas we would never call Barry a comedy and it's because of the tone. Whereas here, there is a stylization to it and a manneredness to it. Like there is a naturalism to Barry, right? That is all about this is a real person, this is his real life, right? And that's what makes it so incredibly sad, even with these moments of levity. Whereas this show is a black comedy at its purest, right? It is just obviously a comedy, obviously a pitch black comedy, and at the same time, and this is what I find really interesting, and I think it's tone that makes it that way. I think it's the fact that there is this otherworldly quality to everything that's happening in this show, that the cinematography is incredibly stylized, right? With these big, long shots, with these wide vistas, with the use of, right, music intercutting with these big open master shots where you see the whole scene. Like it's not set in the real world the way Barry is to a certain extent, even though you can make the argument that it's about a more grounded thing than Barry is. And I think that's why it's more of a comedy than Barry is, while being about very similar subject matter.
very similar in tone in general.
Yeah, like, I think there is enough difference that I would call this an hour-long black comedy, whereas I would call Barry a very intense drama.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah, it's both of them are fascinating shows. So, we also watched American Gods.
Oh man, I love that show.
It's a good start. It is a good start to the show. I'm not going to argue with that. It's quite a ride.
Well, especially, like, I'm not sure. Have you read the book?
No.
Oh, you're in for some fun.
I
I'm not going to
believe
point
that.
anything out because a lot of referential stuff. If you figured out anything about Mr. Wednesday yet?
Well, that he's obviously Odin.
Yeah, okay, there we go.
Yeah.
There's a start.
No, I mean, he says it's my day.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not an idiot, and I'm not a complete idiot. And all of the guys worshipping were cutting out their eyes at the start of the thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Odin.
Missed one or two things, so...
Yeah. No, I definitely missed things. I need to know what's going on with with, like, Cybernetic Limo Man.
Okay.
What the hell is that thing?
Okay.
I got no idea there, and so that should be interesting. But yeah, the second it's Ian McShane walking up, Wednesday, call me Mr. Wednesday. Okay, well, you're obviously Odin. People were gouging out their eyes. People were fighting over you, worshipping you with blood. I get what's going on here. But yeah, so this show, to quickly synopsize, a man's life completely falls apart.
Well, it was already pretty fallen apart.
It was already pretty fallen apart. He is a complete mess. He gets out of jail. His wife is dead. His best friend is dead. His wife was cheating on him with his best friend. His life is basically complete and utter trash. And Odin shows up and says, I want you to work for me. I need you. I want you to work for me. You're going to be my new body man. And then he gets into a fight with a man who claims to be a leprechaun.
Yeah.
Who, given the world of this show, might be a leprechaun. Who the hell knows?
I can say with certainty.
Okay.
I feel like I can say with certainty, given all the references to gold.
Yeah, he's got gold. He's got unlimited gold coins. He's Irish. He likes to fight. He mysteriously appears in it. Okay, he's probably a leprechaun. Like, just, it was wrong of me to be skeptical for a moment. Grenade shot, nice. Love grenade shots. He meets a leprechaun. There is considerably less plot in this than there is in the first episode of Patriot, by comparison. This is no less impressive. I was very blown away visually. I mean, it's Brian Fuller and it's David Slade. This is the team who made Hannibal, after all. It was always going to be gorgeous. And you got shot. It was always going to be gorgeous. It's the team that made the team that made Hannibal. This is their next show. And honestly, it earns it. Oh, the over the top, comic book cartoon gore, the giant sprays of blood everywhere. Like, it is brutal, right?
Yeah.
It is monstrously brutal, both in the fist fight we see, in people getting cut to pieces in the opening sequence. And then when all of the weird android men who work for Limo Man, who I just need to know what's going on with that guy. I'll find out soon enough, I know.
If you want, I can tell you, but...
Why would you tell me? Why would you tell
asked.
me? Come on. I didn't ask. I said I need to find out. There's a difference. I mean, American Gods, maybe he's one of the new gods. Who knows? But, because they do talk about what people have faith in.
Yeah.
Right? And so, is that asshole social media the god? I don't know. He certainly, feels like he's social media the god, is the first thing I went to. But don't say a damn word.
I'm not.
It's a visual feast.
I'm excited for you to explore the show.
Oh, yeah.
Because
I don't know
I'm
anything
finding new
on.
stuff.
And you love the book.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a visual feast. It's fantastic. It's... it looks great. It feels gritty and dirty and unpleasant. Really like the lead, who has, what is his name? Shadow Moon?
Yes.
That's a crazy name.
Many people have crazy names.
No, but I'm saying that's an unusually crazy name. Is he a demigod?
I'm not saying anything.
Alright, don't say anything. Just saying, you don't have a name like Shadow Moon for no reason. Okay. Yeah, you were right behind me there. Sorry, I'm blocking you in place, but there we go. I've got no idea where this thing is going. I am immediately captivated by Ian McShane in this show. Ian McShane's always great.
Yeah.
But oh boy, does he makes one hell of an entrance. He makes one hell of an entrance, coming back to our main character 3 different times. Revealing that he knows more about him each individual time, reveals he's a god on the plane, hires him by the end. It's a show that doesn't waste any time getting the premise intact. And I like that about it.
I like how also Shadow Moon, Shrekker coming up on you.
I see him.
Doesn't actually seem to understand that is in fact Odin.
Yeah, he doesn't get it at all. Although, honestly, why would he know, you and I know we're watching a show called American Gods. As crazy as this leprechaun he fistfights is, he doesn't know he's living in a fantasy world right until the end of the first episode. At the end of the first episode, he gets pulled into a weird alternate dimension and gets threatened by a creep in a limo, and then gets assaulted by a bunch of guys with no faces. By episode 2, he's going to know stuff is going on. But for most of episode 1, he doesn't know what kind of world he lives in at all.
My thing would be, if someone approached me on a plane in a thunderstorm with one eye and called himself Mr. Wednesday.
Well, yes,
and was
I
super
agree.
creepy.
You might make the connection. Absolutely, you might make the connection. But you know what?
You
were the product. I'm
going
to say it. You were the product of a better educational system than Shadow Moon is.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, had to do something right.
Ouch. Oh my god. But yeah, I think you were the product of a better educational system than he is, so I don't think he would make the instant connection that you and I make with the clues we are given.
You've already missed 3 major clues in this episode that I won't tell you. I'll tell you at the end of the season, if they aren't revealed.
If they aren't revealed, all right. Because there's some good stuff set up. Visually, it's fantastic. Love the interplay between the two lead actors, because this episode, again, it's only hinting at stuff, whereas Patriot is about setting up not only the world of the show, but a year's worth of plot. This is like, literally, you have no idea what the show is about based on
Top
this
four.
episode, other than, oh, I just saw him. Right. No idea what the show is about, other than, if I had to guess, I would say conflict between the new and the old gods. Just based on Limo Guy, based on the fact that Ian McShane is Odin, and he is the fact that the intro is the show is about the arrival of Odin brought there by Vikings, like that Odin was brought to Canada by Vikings in the 10th century, right?
Okay.
That's what the whole prologue is about.
Well, you've also missed that you were introduced to 5 gods in the episode. 5 recognizable gods.
Oh, yeah, we haven't talked about the scene with, there's the scene with the god of beauty. Yeah, obviously. We have our leprechaun Irish character. We have Ian McShane. We have the god of beauty. So who's in jail? If you're telling me there are more gods in the episode, is Shadow Moon's jail buddy a god as well?
Figure it out.
Oh, okay. Apparently I gotta rewatch that scene.
And even when we open, in the opening 30 seconds, we have a god introduced.
Oh, right, yeah, of course. The one who runs them out of, the gun who, I didn't even think of that. Yes, you got the god who runs the Vikings out of Canada.
No.
Right in the opening sequence.
Close.
What are you talking about?
So we have...
They right at the opening of the episode,
Yes.
we've got the Vikings arriving
How did
in...
before that?
Oh, God, what happens before that? I've already forgotten. I watched this a week ago, so...
A dark-skinned man with
Oh, okay.
a ledger
Yes, all
and
right,
a
yes,
scale
yes.
on his desk opens and
Okay,
starts
yeah,
writing in
right,
something.
right. Yes, he's the man judging the weight of the... Right, of course, yes.
Yes.
Right. We have Anubis there to start with. I honestly, because he doesn't tie in with the rest of the episode, I forgot that Anubis appears the very first thing, and that literally the first thing that happens in the first episode is we see Anubis. So, okay. I got that. You're absolutely right. But so yeah, if I'm counting, we got Irishman, we got Odin, we've got... I guess you're not talking about whatever the force was that drove the... Since we don't actually meet anybody, I guess you're not counting the force that drove the Vikings off of Newfoundland or wherever. Nova
not counting
Scotia,
that.
who knows? Okay. Wednesday, okay. New God. And then probably his buddy from prison. And if his buddy from prison is in fact an otherworldly entity, which his appearance in the, what do you call it? His appearance, I mean, you can take it as memory, but I take it as his appearance in the airport as literal. And if you take his appearance in the airport as literal, that means he is a supernatural force. And the fact that he got himself close to Shadow Moon in prison reinforces the importance of Shadow Moon in some way.
Do you want me to give you a very, very simple hint?
No hints. No hints.
Not a hint to as his... Not a hint as to his...
Importance, or...
But a hint as to his identity.
Oh, okay. Yes, I'll take a hint as to his identity.
It's again.
Okay. Look at the credits again.
Not explicit, well. It kind of is.
All
But,
right. Okay, so yeah, you're right. I don't remember that character's name.
Actually,
So I
maybe
will go...
don't look at... I want
You're right. No, I'll just go find it. I'll find out for myself as I watch the show.
as you watch the show, just shut off before the credits, because...
Okay. Because it's a big reveal if I see that character's name.
It's a bit of a reveal.
Okay. All right. Well, I can say that you were right that this is very impressive. Like, visually, story-wise, acting, it's a really great first episode. So, I'm going to say, I want us to get to both of these shows. I feel like we should watch American Gods first.
I agree.
Okay.
I was going to pitch that because...
No,
I watched the
totally
first
get it.
episode, I'm like, this is the best show that isn't Barry on TV, or possibly The Expanse.
No, it's a strong first episode. Like, it is an incredibly strong first episode.
The
And
second
I
season finale
cannot-
just came out. I believe it's already been renewed.
Oh, good. All right, so we're gonna be able to do this 3 episodes a week as we do, and we'll get through this in the next few weeks because I'm very excited to see how this goes.
Well, it'll be 2 in Barry, I think.
Oh yeah, you're right. There's a lot to talk about with Barry. So yeah, let's do 2
In
episodes.
this one, there's also a lot to talk about.
That's
so.
true. So yeah, all right. So we're gonna be, in case you're wondering, yes, we're gonna be back next week for 2 episodes of American Gods. That's 102 and 103 of American Gods, and the new episode of Barry. Which, so sad that there's only 5 more weeks to Barry. But
Well,
on the
I'm
upside,
hoping we get.
we're only
The
11 months
Expanse.
away from the new episode, the new season. So there you go.
I'm actually hoping we get more Expanse to just
Before-
fill the
oh, yeah.
gap.
Oh no, totally. We're getting more Expanse. We're gonna have Expanse pretty much right after Barry. It's getting very close.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's gonna work out pretty well.
I'm excited
So yeah,
for that.
join us back here for that. Before we sign off, is there anything you want to remind people to check out? Have you been watching a thing?
I've been watching various things. Nothing's really. It's hard to really get gripped by anything. Oh, Bosch season 5.
Oh, Bosch season 5 is out.
Yes. It
Oh yeah.
completely disappeared into the background.
Oh, that's so sad. Titus Welliver's so good on that show.
Yeah.
I love
it's
him
a
so much.
Great show.
A really good detective show, just really good cop drama. He's fantastic on it. I'm glad that after, 2 decades of just flitting around Hollywood, he finally got the star role he's needed all this time.
Yeah.
And and here's what I don't know. Is he in the Deadwood movie?
He might be. We also have that to look forward to.
Yeah, Deadwood movie coming out in a couple of months. I'm like, do I cancel my HBO right after Barry ends? Oh, what's that? There's a Deadwood movie coming out? I guess I'm not canceling my
But-
HBO right after Barry ends. Oh, they got me back. They got me back right away. I might not care about Game of Thrones, but you got me back with Deadwood. All right, so that'll be that. For me, I want to remind everyone that they should be watching, that they should check out. If you want to get ahead of us on Patriot, it really is an amazing show. I was blown away by that first episode. I've watched a couple more because I did before we decided we were gonna, discuss whether to cover it on this show. I'm gonna stop now, obviously. But if you guys want to get ahead of us, it is worth checking out. It's a very impressive show. So yeah, let's move. Killzone. That's nice. Oh, they want us to get double kills? I'm not good at double kills unless it's with grenades.
I'm being told to get explosives. Oh, there's a grenade.
I
You might
didn't
want to
know
move.
A little late for me. Ow.
Okay.
Do you have a quiz for the people?
On.
American Gods, obviously. You've read the book.
I don't want anything.
Yeah.
Would be way too spoilery for that. Let's pick another subject.
Okay. All right. If you want to pick another subject, let's get something about your wonderful knowledge of spycraft.
Okay.
Go for it.
Where does the term wet work come from?
Damn. I don't even know the answer to that question. So I'm very excited to find out if somebody figures this one out. So yeah, if you're the first commenter below the video to be able to answer that question, drop it in there. Boom! You win a video game code from our list of grab bag games. So that should be a lot of fun. We will see you back here next week, as I said, for American Gods 102 and 103 and Barry 206, which hopefully Barry will continue being the best show on television. We will see you back here for that. But until then, I'm going to say au revoir.